About 6 months.
Boom, boom, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Lack of communication. Boom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Time's counting down.
Boom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum.
Most pre-order sites are shut down.
You know what? That was beautiful. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Spiral Off Cast. My name is Danny.
And my name is Chris.
And, welcome on in.
Yes, welcome back if you've
Yeah.
watched our other ones. Welcome for the first time if you're new.
Yeah, if you're new,
just
take a look at our other videos. We are two dudes doing a podcast.
But we also have other dudes, which one happens to be a lady, and they are part of the Core 4 team that we
Yeah.
have here. If you're new, we do gaming videos, make memes, joke, and do dumb things.
Yes.
And we say things over popular video games.
Indeed.
So, if you're new, after this video, go check that stuff out. And
Yeah. How are you doing, Chris?
doing crispy.
I can't believe I've never thought of that meme in all the years that I've known you. I've never thought of that shitty pun. I'm actually kind of mad that I've never thought about that.
That's okay.
Crispy.
Crispy.
Of course.
Oh my god, I never thought of it.
That's
okay. That's
Damn it. I've never thought of it.
And it's come out right here, right now on the Spiral Offcast.
Yes, there we go. Crispy Chris.
Spiral Offcast number 6.
Number 6. Number 6. That's double 3.
And triple 1.
No, that's triple 2.
I meant 3 is triple 1.
Oh, I thought you meant like 6 was triple 1. I was like, what?
We here at Core 4 Gaming know math.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
Wow, what an opening. Dear God, if you haven't clicked off the video already,
welcome.
Thank you, and dear God, you plan for this to be the thing for the rest of this video.
Yeah.
So, this one, we kind of wanted to, just out of recently, Nintendo had their Direct.
Oh, yes. So, as of this recording, they recently had... how long ago was it?
It was like within the last week.
Last week.
Within the last week, and, like, if you're a Nintendo fan, the Nintendo Direct is basically the E3 for Nintendo. Like, that's, like, their thing.
Yeah.
And so they show off all their goods.
Show me your goods.
So we were all excited. We're like, hell
And it's been like an eternity since we've gotten anything.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, I've owned practically every Nintendo console except for the Switch. Ironically. Not because I can't find it anywhere or anything like that.
No, totally not.
And Danny here has had several Nintendo consoles.
Yes, I have been an active Nintendo fan since the GameCube era. I was a wee lad when I got a GameCube. I just missed out on the N64 generation. But I've had the GameCube, I got the Game Boy Advance, got that Wii, the DS, 3DS.
All the tiers of the DS.
Yeah, honestly. And the Wii U and the Switch. And yeah, I quite love this Switch. I love some of these games.
And yeah, there's like good stuff literally in all of Nintendo's history, really. Like every era of their consoles has had at least some great games.
Oh, yeah.
They may not all be perfect, but some have those gems of, like, the iconic Super Nintendo games, the GameCube, Nintendo 64, the Wii. Even the Wii U had some.
They did.
They were very under the radar.
Well, yeah, because, 20 of us had a Wii U.
But they were still good games. It was just unfortunate the way the Wii U happened. But we're not here to talk about the Wii U. I mean, we can.
Because we're talking
We can. I'm sorry. Don't leave the video yet, please.
No. Today we're talking about Nintendo.
Yes, so we're talking about the Nintendo Direct, and kind of really what it tells us about Nintendo in general.
Yes, because we are active fans of Nintendo. But
as fans and
as loving fans,
as connoisseurs of art,
art and video games,
the proper thing is you to criticize the art that you love is the correct thing to do if you love it.
Indeed.
Because if
how can you love it if you ignore its faults?
Exactly. And so with the recent Nintendo Direct, there was a mishmash of both wonderful feelings, followed by feelings of why and how and concern and disappointment.
And on top of this is not the only time that these feelings have come up, specifically ones of disappointment and why. And so I feel like as we talk about the Direct, we can also talk about these other moments, because recently especially, I think throughout history Nintendo's had a few moments of like, but recently it's been
we'll get into it momentarily.
Yes, we'll get into it all.
Like because we don't want to drag this like intro on too much.
We just want to establish that we do like Nintendo. We are gamers. We're gamer boys.
We have our gamer cards.
Yes.
But no, like Nintendo has had the oof moments, but then more within the last couple years, it has happened more often, just because it's kind of confusing, because they don't seem to really be listening at all.
Yes.
Like they are going very much in the direction of if it makes us a lot of money, we're gonna do it.
Which is not good, especially since Nintendo has taken a very approach to where it's like it doesn't try to compete with, like, you know, the other big console competition. It kind of tries to be in its own field, which has always been something I've respected about it. So I think that at this moment we want to hold a Nintendo intervention, or as I think it should be called, Nintendovention.
Nintendo
out of
Direct.
Yeah, Nintendo
Direct intervention.
Yes.
Like divine intervention, but it's Nintendo Direct intervention.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But yes.
I swear I'm not like this all the time. I'm just like
I don't know.
Whoa, okay.
Whoa, but I'm only saying that because I'm the same way. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into Direct. So, as of this recording, I'm really hoping that this does not become out of date by the time this video goes up.
So as of this recording, the most recent Nintendo announcement, just for preface, is the Hyrule Warriors. Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity.
That is the most recent thing that Nintendo has spoken.
This was announced like 2 days ago, I think.
Something like that.
It was like 2 or 3 days ago.
It was a couple days ago.
Which is also why I was like, okay, we need to record this, because something else might get announced.
Okay, so if anything happens after that announcement that happened after this podcast goes up, we are clearly unaware of it.
Yes.
And
don't at us.
But do let us know in the comments, you know, if there is a change.
Yeah.
Because we'd be interested.
Of course.
Specifically, if we find out breaking news that Nintendo got their head out of their ass.
Whoa.
Just in.
Wow.
Just kidding. I'm going to try not to be so mean about Nintendo, but I'm too we love them too much.
We love them too much
to be this disappointing constantly.
Exactly.
So we're going to start with the good things.
Let's start with
the good things of the Direct. Like, they came right out the gate. The big thing, everyone's hyped about it, Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Yes, so the big Mario Direct that they did, they revealed Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which, For the record, like, had been rumored and kind of leaked for a bit, but it was finally nice to see it actually be official instead of just being a rumored thing that's like, oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, because they tweeted out that picture of Mario on the beach,
Yeah.
and it was just like everyone's like, "What? A remake or a re-release is it a
Sequel?
new Sunshine?"
And
What
it's
is
like,
this?
yeah, everyone's gonna jump on this, but
And they knew what they were doing when they
yeah,
tweeted that.
but thankfully, the 3D All Stars was real, and it comes with Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy, my personal favorite. And
Yes, a game from literally the tiers of Nintendo consoles in order, actually. 64, then GameCube,
and then the Wii.
and then the Wii, and literally the best games for the 3D Mario's, like, hands down.
Honestly.
Like, I know. I'm sorry. Personally, I wasn't really into Galaxy 2 just because I didn't like the change of, like, the overworld being like the dot series again.
I thought that Galaxy 2 was a neat extension onto the original Galaxy. I didn't feel like it was like amazing or anything, but I enjoyed it for what it was, which I felt was like levels of Galaxy that didn't quite make it into the first one, or like concepts that, you know, didn't make it into the first one. That's what I kind of saw it as, and that's what it was like. That's why I liked it for. I liked that it was just more of Galaxy, which I like. But there was a very significant lack of Rosalina, which I was,
A 100% lack, practically.
yes, she's like in one scene towards the end, and that made me the big upset. So that's a solid 2 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, and it's just, but we're not here to talk about Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Nuts.
We're here to talk about why this All Stars thing is, as a game, it's amazing. They literally redoing it in the sense that we're getting the high definition of the textures for those games. So all of those consoles ran sub 720p. Like, they ran, I mean, I think it was the Wii U that finally started using HDMI.
It was, yeah, because the Wii, when I owned the Wii, it was still doing the
composite.
red. Yeah,
Analog.
I think it was. I don't think
No, it was
yeah.
because it had that special adapter plug that was the same plug shape as the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also why it seemed like the Wii was backwards compatible to the GameCube, because the video connection was literally the same output and the same shape. So Nintendo probably saved some money.
They probably did.
But that's not the point. The point is, we got these fresh quality games, full versions of these games that are fully redone with the control set that the Switch has. So you're able to take these games on the go,
Which is really cool.
which is, I mean, that's literally the reason which is like 40% of the reason you bought a Switch, is because I can take it outside.
Exactly.
Like, you probably shouldn't, because it's dangerous out there, especially now. Stay inside.
Yeah.
But if you have to walk around,
Take a Switch with you.
take the Switch with you. Walk around outside, play some Super Mario when that comes out. But it's the cool concept of Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Galaxy being redone, and redone well enough to where it's just visually nicer, and it controls fine. Like, they're not touching anything else about the games, which is what we want, because the games are perfect on their own, in their own right. Like, I mean, perfect is subjective, but we were happy with what they were. So that was awesome. They announced this. You get all three in one little cartridge,
Which is awesome.
or digital download.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they were like, guess what? Pre-orders immediately. Boom. Second they announced it, you can go pre-order it right now.
Game comes out super soon. By the time this goes up, it might be out, depending on when this goes out. So,
Yes, so it's just like, yo, that's it's an awesome feeling.
Yeah.
But then they followed it with a feeling that was not awesome.
no, the one real big thing about this, and it's probably one of the more confusing, like, caveats that I've
Frustrating,
seen,
confusing.
like, in a while. Like, one of the ones the most confusing I've seen in a while, is that this collection of 3 games is on a limited availability. Not like just like a limited stock. I'm sure it is also that too. But digital as well. Digital and physical copies are going to be limited and then just sealed away after 6 months.
Yes.
They're taking it off the eShop at the end of March. Physical copies just disappear into the shadow realm, I guess.
And it is just...
It's that you have to get it, or it'll just be gone forever after, like, March 31st, I think it said.
Yep, it is a 6-month window. So, you have 6 months, or you will never see this game again, except for on eBay or Amazon for 10 times its value.
Which, yeah, and of course, it's like, you know, it just, like, the whole, like, pre-order thing, and then just anytime it goes up, you already know, like, they're gonna be gone, like the day of release. Like, if you didn't already get your copy or pre-order copy, it's like whoever's like selling these off of eBay is gonna just get them all.
And because they're pre-ordered, people can literally just stockpile pre-orders for however many they want to resell.
Yeah,
Like, and the thing is it's gonna happen because the PlayStation did it, and I'll mention what we're gonna get is because it's digital. People are gonna be selling their Nintendo Switches with the game installed on it.
yeah.
So you're gonna have to go get a Switch that is already like $400. That is now gonna have a game on it that you can't get anymore. That is going to make this thing so expensive. It's going to be insane. It's crazy. And the thing is, I could totally in a normal scenario, I could be on board as far as understanding a limited release of the physical cartridges, specifically because the All-Stars, since the old Nintendo consoles, the All-Stars is like the collectible game for, you know, Mario. That's the thing. So having the physical copies be like, you know, we're gonna only have like, you know,
however many
20,000 or something like that. You know, we're gonna have this many copies. So, you know, if you want a physical one, it's actually like a collectible thing. You can have this, and it's like, that would make sense. But the fact that they're cutting off the digital too is just like, there's no resource you're using to have this digitally. There's nothing that's costing you other than your store upkeep and your servers.
And it's just stupid because it's like, you know, usually when you do that for a collector's piece, like say, for example, they also announced this cute little Game & Watch thing. It's supposed to come out because it's the Mario anniversary. It's like a little Nintendo Game & Watch, like a physical thing, and it has Mario on it, can do these cute little things. That thing is a collector's piece that's going to be limited to however many things or whatever. But that makes sense because it's just a collector's piece. It's not like going to be in wide demand or anything. These 3 games are literally some of the best Nintendo games created. They're some of the most popular. They're some of the most widely requested. Since Nintendo doesn't have a very wide digital library of old games. So it's just like, it feels like by taking those off, it's like, it's annoying. It's just because it's like, of all of all things to do this to, you do this to one of the most requested ideas. Mm-hmm. Like, even when, like I said, this idea of a 3D collection had been leaked a while ago, but even then, like, people were pretty excited about just the idea of that. Like,
yeah, like, the thing is, people were hyped for, like, new Mario games. Like, is this talking about a Mario Sunshine sequel? Mm-hmm. People were hyped. But then some people brought up, oh, what if it's just like a port or like a remake? And people were just as excited. They're like, that's fine. It was awesome anyway.
yeah.
Like, literally, it was so easy. And Nintendo knows. They know how good these games are. They know how the fan base wants them. And they know that by making them limited, they're going to make a lot of fucking money. More than if it was just a normal release, because they're playing into that like scarcity tactic,
That fear of
the panic of like, if I don't get it now, I'm never going to see it.
Seriously. Well, and that's the thing is like, and I told you this, Chris, is that I feel guilty, but I did pre-order a copy of it because my brothers and I we all love these games, and it's like, okay, yeah, I want to grab it also for them especially. But I didn't just do it because of the damn like March deadline. I did it also because it's the same issue we're seeing with Nintendo Switches, that people buy these things just to sell them for hundreds of dollars on eBay when it's not even like worth that much. And it's so dumb. And I think the other thing too is like, I feel like it's like these games, like you could sell them all online or whatever, but it's like, I'm sure you could find these games like pirated or something, like somewhere, like
If like that's the thing,
or emulators or something. Like
if you were one of those individuals and you were just like, you're not really worried about the ramifications. You have access to the internet. You can have access to anything that exists. That's just the reality of it.
yeah,
Realistically, Nintendo, and they do try, Nintendo does go after people that pirate their shit. They have fucking ways of finding out. So it's like they're aware. So it's not that people don't do it. And people don't really want to do it. That's the thing.
but I mean, it's like when you do stuff like this, it's like I feel like you almost force people to.
Well, that's the thing. Like if you with the Wii, you had the digital console, and you had like the N64. They put Ocarina of Time on there.
They put all the games on the Wii's digital shop channel.
Majority of people are happier to buy that digital version of Ocarina of Time, to have that Nintendo 64 version. They would be happier to have this official, like, secure, guaranteed game and pay for it, which when I bought it on the Wii, it was $10.
Yeah.
I'm like, great. Nobody wants to go pirate these games, but Nintendo makes them so impossible to get. And it's like, sure, you shouldn't resort to pirating. I'm not supporting
Well,
that.
that's the thing is like I'm not saying I'm supporting her. I'm saying I would. I'm just saying that it feels like this tactic just encourages it almost. Not encourages it, but it's just like it unintentionally encourages it.
Yeah, because it's basically like it is pushing away your player base, being like, oh, you want to play it, you're either gonna get it now or never. And then people are like, oh, that game that was on the GameCube, I would really love to be able to play that, I want that game again. I'll pay for it again. And Nintendo's just like, nah. They just don't listen. Like, the fact that the Switch doesn't have support for the N64 emulators that were clearly present on the Wii and the Wii U.
It bothers me.
They exist. It is not anything that Nintendo couldn't do. They are just not wanting to do it. And the defense for that is just the fact that Nintendo just doesn't want to. They don't care. Because you can't tell me that N64 emulator is going to run rougher on the Switch than Breath of the Wild with like 10 bokoblins on the screen and explosions going off.
Seriously.
Like, you can't, like, there's no way. And we're running Overwatch on it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's like, yeah, the performance increases when it's docked, but it's the fact that you can do both, and it's designed to do both. And there's
it's just annoying. It really is annoying because all it has on the digital store is like NES and SNES, and it's like it relies solely on that. But it's like, okay, but what about like all these other games that people love,
that
like
you
on the
already
N64?
have digitally.
Yeah,
they already have them on.
Well, on the Wii Shop, it was like pages and pages and pages of stuff.
All they have to, there's nothing stopping them from just moving it over. There's nothing, like, realistically. There's not. And the fact, and it part of the defense could be like, oh, well, the Switch might have less buttons than the N64 or some shit like that. But the thing is what we're getting with this All-Stars collection is an N64 Mario and a GameCube Mario and a Wii Mario. We are getting games from these generations that Nintendo themselves are not even selling games for.
Exactly.
But we're able to technically play them. So it's like all they've done is touch them up digitally and like redid the controls. But the thing is, it's still mechanically there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason they couldn't. They're just refusing to. And that's basically the core of this release, is that there's no reason for them to do it. They are just choosing to do it.
Yeah.
Because that's the tactic they want to run with, is if we limit it, we'll probably make more money, and we want it to feel like a collectible.
But it's like...
And it's like...
I don't get why this has to feel like a collectible. Like, these are just games. Like, yeah, the one like nostalgic collectors whatever thing with a Game & Watch, or yeah, that can be like collectible. But these are games, like, these are games that people want. It's not like rare collectible. Like, it's just games, dude. Like,
yeah, like if it was like a gold cartridge.
Yeah, if it was something more, but it's not. It's just the existence of 3 games.
It's just the 3
ports
and
that are touched up.
Yeah, like the amount of effort that Nintendo went to bring these, like realistically, in the most objective way, is not the same amount of effort that they go through to actually develop a full game.
It's not like these are remakes. They are pretty just touched up ports. Like,
yeah, they just remapped how the game reads the control inputs, and they just retouched the textures.
That's the part that gets me, is that you're making such a big deal about these, and yeah, they're great games, but it's like, at the end of the day, they are just ports. Like, why are we limiting this? Why are we demanding that people pre-order now or never see it again?
Especially in a time of the Switch's life, where there is just realistically not a whole lot that had come out recently, or to kind of see that is coming out.
No, and that's, I mean, like, can I say that part? Like, can I get into that? Because because that is a frustrating thing, is like where we're at right now, this year in particular.
Yeah. So, like, one thing.
I don't want to like leave this topic if you have something.
No. We're on the topic.
Yeah,
it's for sure, and I hope you guys are on the topic too. Please, like, feel like let it all out in the comments. Like, let us know what you think about this whole thing so far. Whether it agrees with us or against us. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, of course.
That's what these podcasts are. We want to talk. It's not just about like, this is what we think, and if you don't agree with us, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no.
But we also don't want you to just agree with us for the sake of like, oh yeah, it makes sense.
No, it's totally fine. Like,
but no. So the position I'm saying, like, realistically, what have we gotten for the Switch? Like, we had Animal Crossing, which, that's always been a popular game with Nintendo fans in general. Every time it came out, with the old Harvest Moon games, it's just, these are games that just come out, they're fun, simple, anyone can pick it up and play and have fun. And that game came out, and that was like, that shit was like non-stop. That game was everywhere. Everybody was playing it. People are still playing it, but it's like, we didn't get Doom Eternal on the Switch though.
No.
But we got the first Doom. And what was Nintendo just like, yeah, we're not going to be able to run that one. Sorry, guys. But and it probably makes sense. It's just like a weird thing. We got the first Doom, but we're not getting the sequel to it. But it comes out the same day Animal Crossing does.
Which, won't go too much far into it, but that was a lovely time when the Doom fandom and the Animal Crossing fandom like collided. But everyone was like kind with each other and sharing their fan art. Like,
It was a funny combination of like such genre opposites.
That was a giggle and a smile that I needed during that time. Like that was that.
Right.
I will say that. Just not going too far into it. That was a good time.
It showed there could be peace between the tribes.
If you need something to make your day, just look up Isabelle and Doom Guy.
But like after Animal Crossing, like realistically, like what came out?
I honestly they kind of just shat out Paper Mario in July, announced it like
with almost no promotion.
They announced it like the month before,
Yeah.
and that's where a lot of people are like, "Oh, Paper Mario, a franchise whose last couple games have not been good, like." Oh boy, I wonder what this game will be like with no promotion.
Oh, it's super different, by the way, guys. But we're not going to tell you that until you buy it.
Exactly.
And like, I like the Mario RPG style games. Like, I think they're cool. I was really hoping that this one was probably going to be
A return to form.
kind of like,
The 1,000-year door, like we always wanted.
and it's just like it just seems like I don't know what happens behind closed doors, obviously, but it's like here's a formula that works. And I know, gamers want something new in their, sequels and new games. It's like, here's Mario, but like he throws a hat this time and turn into animals.
Here's Mario, but space.
Here's Mario, but he's got a water pack on. It's like, this make it different, but the thing is the core of what the game is still the same. And that's what people like. What I felt about this Paper Mario, not to get into it, but it's the concept behind it, that they changed too much to where it didn't feel like the traditional Paper Mario games or like Super Mario RPG, and it kind of was just like, here's Paper Mario aesthetically with some crazy game mechanics we came up with.
Yeah,
seriously. It's like,
seriously.
isn't this fun? The 1,000-fold arm? Isn't that a crazy, wacky mechanic?
Isn't this fun, kids?
It's like, oh, you one of those party members you got? Yeah, don't worry about them. The origami references.
Like y'all kids like origami?
Yo, it's like, God, what is Nintendo? Is Nintendo fucking... Is the creator idea behind the scenes just like some 80-year-old man that's like, kids like Fortnite? Yeah. Alright, let's do like a battle royale then.
Yeah.
But no. So realistically, in my mind, genuinely, I can't think of other Nintendo games that have come out for the Switch.
Like this year.
Within recent that were to any like real level of, oh yeah, we're getting that game on the Switch.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, is this year in particular, with things going on in the world, it's just been weird because Nintendo, after Animal Crossing dropped, went completely silent, not really doing much of anything, not really coming out with any big games, and honestly, no one knew what the latter half of 2020 was even going to bring. And I was talking with my brother about it, just because as we were getting closer, it's just, I was saying how annoyed I was that we don't know anything Nintendo's doing. Nintendo has literally said nothing about what they're doing. And he was like, oh, maybe it's because of just everything going on. But it's like, that doesn't even make sense, because games don't take like less than a year to make. Games go on for a while, and Nintendo usually announces stuff way before. But then like nothing was being announced, nothing at E3. Like,
yeah, to agree on that note. But please do continue.
Yeah.
But to agree, yeah, like the thing is, all other game companies right now are having no issue promoting their content.
Yes.
Being like, hey guys, we're coming out with all this stuff. PlayStation managed during quarantine to hold literally their entire reveal of everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, they managed that.
And so did Xbox. Xbox had a whole thing too. That's the thing that gets me too.
It's like, and it's like, I just want to say before,
yeah, of course,
keep going, it's like, yeah, they are capable. They're choosing not to, and I want to believe that what they're doing is they're like, if we just keep quiet, we're gonna build the hype for what we're gonna reveal, so people are like, oh, what's Nintendo gonna come out with? What's it gonna be? Oh man! And then when we reveal it, they're gonna be all super excited. But what happens is Nintendo waits so long, and we're in an age where it's like we don't want people to reveal shit too early, like Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Way too early of a reveal.
Or like games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, they even were like, they were kind of like, oh, we announced it a little too early. Like,
yep. The next Elder Scrolls game.
Oh, we've already gone into detail about that.
And it's like, hey, here's the logo and some music, and it's like,
that's all you're getting for 10 years.
And it's like, no, that is not what people want for reveals. They don't want, here's an idea we're working on. We'll see you in 6 years when we have a trailer and concept art. But there's a difference between revealing it too early and revealing it too late, and making your fan base wait too long to the point where they either get concerned or completely just disinterested, and they're like, all right, well, Nintendo's not doing anything, I guess I'm gonna go buy a PlayStation right now.
Well,
they got stuff going on.
And that's the thing too, it's like, it's not even just that Nintendo waited so long to do anything, it's that they were completely, like, they're just silent. Like, there was just radio silence for the longest time, and it's like, meanwhile, yeah, PlayStation and Xbox are both coming out with their fucking new generation of consoles this year. They're coming out with all these new games, and like, yeah, I gravitate a little bit more towards PlayStation, but I give credit to both of them. They both managed to get this stuff done. They're both, as of this recording, obviously, we watch tomorrow, it's all different now. But they're still managing to get stuff ready for holiday this year.
Yeah, and even though, like, as a preface, yeah, Xbox doesn't have, like, any of their exclusives are basically non-existent right now.
No, yeah,
but
I'll
the
agree
thing
with
is,
that.
they're still showing out all the stuff that's going to be on.
They're still
console.
managing to make a presentation. They're still showing things. It's like, they're still, so it's like, then meanwhile over at Nintendo, it's like doing nothing. E3 time rolls around, like, both other companies are on high. PlayStation just had that thing, and it's like, oh man, what's going on? And Nintendo, what did they even have? Was that the Pokemon thing? Was that all they did, was the little Pokemon thing?
Like, They didn't reveal that in the same era as the PlayStation 5's reveal stuff.
No, but like during that, like, just that June period when usually it would be E3.
There was so much silence, and then Nintendo came out after talking like all the directs coming up, and like they're not crazy hype, but there was hype.
I mean, it's always hype.
People were just like, dude, we're gonna get the next Nintendo thing. What the fuck is it gonna be? And then they fucking show off this goddamn Pokemon MOBA, and it's not only a MOBA past the age where MOBAs are like people still play MOBAs, obviously. League of Legends, you know, people meme on it, but Heroes of the Storm still has a strong fan base, and they're still actively developing for their game. You know, I know there's a couple other MOBAs, but anyway, like, though, MOBAs are not right now a game that comes out and people are like, I want to play a new MOBA.
Yeah.
People have already latched onto the MOBAs they like, and they're not really looking to change up new MOBAs. Like, Battle Royales is still kind of in the same spot of, like, people that love Fortnite as a Battle Royale aren't looking at, like, Ubisoft's Hyperscape and being like, I want to play a different Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Maybe they do, but, like, the idea is, you know, they released a concept of a gameplay style past its prime on a game that is built on evolving these little monsters that you train and walk around the world and battle. And their idea is we're going to put them in an arena, like a 5v5 Pokemon beat 'em up. But it's all MOBAs, so it's got all the, like, the capture points and all these, and leveling up. Leveling up your character is like evolving the Pokemon, and it's weird. And that, if that's not weird enough, the fact that the game, it just looked like shit when they showed it off.
It did, because the thing is that it's not just a Switch game, it's a mobile game. It is meant to be a mobile and Switch game, so obviously it has to be optimized at a pretty shit level to be able to run on both.
And they are interplay, by the way. You can play on the Switch and play with your friend on their phone in the same thing.
So obviously, it's like, yeah, if it's gonna have to be optimized for the phone, it has to be like, it has to be a quality that can work for the phone, but also, it can work for the Switch, but also has to be low enough to work on a phone. So it's just like the fact that this was the big reveal, like, not like big reveal, but this was like, there wasn't much else. There was a talk of like what the DLC for Sword and Shield, right? Like, they talked about that. They revealed.
For the record, this MOBA game is created by they're having Tencent be in charge of its thing, which is responsible for PUBG Mobile and what was the other one? Ring of Elysium. And a couple other like really bad mobile games, the Call of Duty mobile.
Really?
Which I hear that one's fine.
Okay,
whatever. But
not to go heavy on it, I will say this was that as a person who didn't like Call of Duty, out of just the sheer curiosity, I did play the Call of Duty mobile game just because it was like, okay, it's free. How do you play it and everything? And I did get into it for a moment just because it was like, okay, this is kind of fun. Like, it does run on the phone. It's free. It's like, it's not that bad. But I definitely like I don't play it anymore.
and the whole thing is like people meme on Tencent because they are a hard like Chinese owned company, so they build to make money. That is the whole thing, with microtransactions and just shit out the ass. And they partly own Fortnite.
Yeah.
And they don't own PUBG, but they partly own PUBG in the same way. So they're getting money from all of Fortnite's money.
Oh yeah, of course.
And all of the PUBG money that was being made before Fortnite.
I was gonna say what, like the good like few 100,000 before Fortnite ran in.
Right, and it's just like, so Tencent's making this MOBA game, and it's just like the whole release of it was so just bad. Not the release, but the reveal, because it was like a build-up, and then they showed off a MOBA game that was being developed by a company that most people kind of already don't like developing games.
Mm-hmm.
On top of the concern for microtransactions.
It's like a really bad like rap album. Like, it's just like you got like some guy doing really good, and then the rapper that no one likes comes in and it's like a collab.
Yo, what up? My name's Reckless. Watch out.
Yo.
But no, so they do this, and then the whole reveal is the game. Go look it up. Like, seriously, look up the Pokemon MOBA trailer, because it was honestly...
Look it up and imagine like being hyped for E3 and then seeing this trailer. Imagine being at E3 and being like, oh man, Nintendo's gonna show something for E3 hype.
Reimagine Breath of the Wild's reveal and the gameplay. Then
Odyssey.
Then look at Overwatch on the Switch. Then look at Doom on the Switch and be like, wow, look what we can do. And then Nintendo's like, we got a new game coming out, and it's like, oh shit. And then they show you this, and you tell me if you're not gonna still be like, I don't know, maybe cautious. But look at the game. It's bad. It is blurry. It is pixelated. It looks like trash. It is embarrassing that this was announced in general. But the way they announced it was the entire development team in like these little squares on screen of like their webcams of them playing the game. But they're like so cringily, like super into it. Like, oh man, I'm going for the flag. I gotta go get him. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm coming. I'm gonna defend you. I'm gonna come. Okay, we're gonna go Tino. We're gonna go take that. We're gonna take that area. And it's just like, it's so awkward.
They're trying
to push it like it's gonna be like so fucking awesome, and it's just like, okay. And then at the end, they're like, by the way, also on mobile. And it's like, what? By the way, only on mobile and Switch. It's not coming to PC. It's not coming to PlayStation, obviously. It's not coming to Xbox. You're only playing this on the Switch and your phone. That's it. So, have a great time.
It's like, okay.
So it's like, we've that was way too long that we just spent talking about this Pokemon MOBA game. Just because we're talking about what happened before.
Because that's the whole thing, is like, this is what we've had, like, up until this Mario Direct, was like just this little announcement that came at a time when we really wanted something good from Nintendo. And that's what I'm saying, is like, it's not like Nintendo didn't have a plan for the year. Like, that's the thing, is like, like, you can say it's like, oh, maybe this whole year kind of went to shit, and like, you know, their plans or whatever. But it's like, but they had a plan. So even if they were just to say like, hey, things are probably gonna get delayed right now because of everything, it's like, even if they had just said that, just kept that communication open, it's like, okay,
it's like
I would have been fine. But the fact that they didn't, and the fact that it's like, okay, we really want something from Nintendo right now. You know, like, you know, PlayStation, Xbox are coming out with these big things. Like, okay, what's Nintendo got? Here's a mobile game that can be played on the Switch. No.
No, and like, looking at it, okay, first off, just some quick tips to kind of just like let marinate in your own brain. When a company goes to another company to make a game together, that is not an over the weekend, like, let's make a deal. These are our 50 lawyers are going to talk to our 1,000 lawyers, and then we are going to make sure that we make money and you're going to make money, but you're using our assets and our things, so we're going to make kind of more money. You have to license these. Also, what is your game plan? They go over that. How are we going to monetize? How are we going to make money? You know, all these things. And then all the legal stuff, as far as like, you know, keeping that shit tight so nobody gets sued. And then also the fact that they had to actually then make the game that they showed off in the trailer. They created the models, they created the maps, they created it to run. This is not something that happened over like a month or two.
No.
This is something that they have been doing for a long period of time before they revealed this. All the logistics have to be done before they reveal the thing. Otherwise, you know, they either have to deal with it falling through, and then they revealed something that is just not going to happen, or issues happen. And so it's like, the whole, you know, all the year just kind of screwed everything up. It's like, no, this is a mobile game that another company developed with Nintendo. Nintendo paid them, and they're making money. Everyone's making money here for this mobile game. Nintendo is not 100% developing this game. So Nintendo is focusing on their other things that they're developing while this is happening in so much advance. They did not just go and make Mario 64 Galaxy and Sunshine work on the Switch with high-res textures, with new control mappings, and put them on one cartridge. They did not do this over a weekend. This isn't something that they're like, guys, we just thought of this cool idea. It's like, no, they had this plan way in advance. They knew this is the whole COVID thing is not an excuse to why this happened the way it did.
It's not, and that's the thing that bothers me, because then it's like, was their plan like just to ride out Animal Crossing for the whole year? Like, if COVID didn't happen, like, would we have just gotten Animal Crossing and then nothing else? Because literally, other than Animal Crossing, we get a very meh Paper Mario game. We get a stupid Pokemon MOBA game announced, which I don't even know, that hasn't come out yet, has it?
Not yet.
Not yet. We get Radio Silence. We then get and then we get a couple ports announced, and we get the 3D All Stars announced.
Like, they had fucking Minecraft fucking dungeons happen, and Streets of Rage 4. But the thing is, these aren't first-party games.
I was gonna say these aren't even Nintendo games.
These are third parties that are developed for the Switch. So realistically, like if Nintendo kept their old ways of basically just the games that they allow on their consoles, the Switch would be fucking dry.
You mean like how the Wii U was? Because yeah, the Wii U.
How the Wii U was, how like the later half of the Wii was. Like the first couple years of the Wii, there was like shit was popping off.
Yeah.
After that, it was just like these really awkward like brand deal games for like game shows and like shitty like whatever the fucks. And it's just like if Nintendo was doing that with the Switch currently, this console would have jack shit.
It would.
Like we wouldn't have Doom, we wouldn't have Overwatch, you know, we wouldn't have half of the third party games that they're putting on here.
Honestly.
Minecraft wouldn't be on there. Minecraft Dungeons. I don't actually know if Minecraft is on the Switch. Is it?
Well, Minecraft, I don't know if it's it might no, I think it is on the Switch.
And then they popped out with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which it's fine.
Which one is this?
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? I don't know if you're familiar with
I know of Mystery Dungeon. I played one of them way back in the day.
Yeah, it's basically just the same thing, just newer Pokemon. It's alright. Because it's like from... You play as the Pokemon, but the movement is so specific. It's weird.
When did that come out?
That came out like several months ago.
Okay.
I don't know, just wasn't really... It wasn't popping off. No one really talked about it as far as I knew. Nothing. It wasn't enough to make headlines, I guess, like most of their other games. But, yeah, so the Switch is in a dry spell.
It is.
And it is literally because of their third-party games that they are actually loosening their goddamn... Like, they're putting their shields down for.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's making the Switch, like, still happen. Because, like, realistically, Breath of the Wild is great. We're playing it on the channel. Go watch it.
Yes, go watch it.
But that came out years ago.
That was a launch title.
People have played it. They've gone through it. They've played the DLC. They've probably replayed the game a couple times. But there's a point where you just like, I'm good. I'm done with the game. I have gone through. And that's alright, cool. I'm ready for the next one.
Same with Super Mario Odyssey. It was also not a launch, but it came out the launch year, and it's the same thing. It's like these really big games that have come out. Smash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like these games that have already come out, and it's like, okay, what's your next thing? Animal Crossing was a huge game. Animal Crossing came out at a time when I think the world needed something nice and fun like Animal Crossing. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, okay, you couldn't have expected that to ride out through the year. And so the rest of the year, we're getting Mario 3D All-Stars. Then in October, we're getting a port of Pikmin 3, which is neat. I you know what? I love Pikmin.
Pikmin's an awesome game.
Pikmin's an awesome
game. GameCube. For me.
May or may not play Pikmin 3 for the channel. I guess we'll see how that turns out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But and then was there one other thing? I thought there was one more.
For what?
For like one of the like ports. Did they announce any other like? Basically, the point I was trying to make was that they just had a bunch of ports, and it felt like it was like, is this what you're riding out through the year?
Oh, like as far as everything, all the games they revealed, or just the ports?
Well, just for like this year, like just for the rest of the year, because you had this in September and in October. I thought there was one in December.
We're gonna get the Super Mario 35, Super Mario Bros. 35. Sorry.
Which is the little mini battle royale game.
Yes,
which
we stole the Tetris battle royale concept.
Yeah, if you've played Tetris 99, it's that.
But it's 35. Is that? It's literally, it's not shy.
But you know what? No, you know what's different about it? is that it's also going to be a limited thing that they're going to delete in March, along with 3D All Stars.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, that's right. They limited that too.
They limited this little game.
It's fucking God.
Imagine being a developer for that. You're just like working on this game. You're putting it. And it's like, oh yeah, so we're taking this off the market after 6 months.
Yeah, but don't worry. We're only paying you for.
But you need to keep the servers up during that time.
Just like the whole idea, like games make money, the money pays the developers. When you stop the game that's making money, you are then depriving not just the company, but you are then none of the money trickles down, and you're basically that's a common thing in the industry, and it's unfortunate not to get into that.
Yeah.
But it's like when a game is finished, the teams often dissipate. You know, they don't stick around and are like, let's work on the next game immediately.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, when you have like Insomniac, when Spider-Man came out, they made fucking money off of Spider-Man, and PlayStation was happy, and they're like, hell yeah, we're probably gonna be like, we want you to make more Spider-Man, like make more games, keep going. You know, Nintendo will probably make a shit ton of money off of this All-Stars thing, and then they're gonna, and the maybe the Battle Royale Mario kicks off. But it's the idea that money would be coming in, and Nintendo's the one that's choosing to cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
They could make like $10 million off of All Stars, and they'll be like, that's enough. People will be like, we have more money, and Nintendo says stop. And it's like, that's cool, okay. And then Nintendo turns around and looks at their developers and like, your job is done. You can go home now.
Yeah.
We'll call you when we have something else to develop.
Honestly.
And it's like, Nintendo, what are you doing?
Oh no, you know what I was thinking. Maybe I don't know, because they also announced it, but it's for February. The port of 3D World, Super Mario 3D World.
That's right.
Which
because they added the Bowser thing to it.
Yeah. So that's coming for February. So that's not even this year. That's early next year.
Yeah, so you guys are literally going to have to make it 5 months.
For another port.
For a port of a game that you could be playing already.
On the Wii U. But if you don't have a Wii U, it's okay. You don't.
And I know you're asking yourself, it's a port. Why would it take that long? In a time where they don't have anything. Well, here's the real kicker is that Nintendo, I think, blew all of their fucking resources early in the Switch's lifespan in order to get the ball rolling really fast. And then they caught themselves in a point where they're like, oh wait, we have nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys like that Metroid Prime 4 we announced? I know, you guys have been waiting since the Wii for, since Metroid Prime 3. You're like, where's the next game?
Back in 2007?
And Nintendo's like, we announced it. By the way, we're going to go and delay that shit for an indefinite amount of time.
By the way, we're doing an entire studio developer switcheroo. We're going to go ahead and switch back to the guys who did the Prime games. You're probably wondering why the fuck we didn't just do that in the first place, but don't worry about it.
Don't have any concern. We know what we're doing.
Oh, what's that? We are needing to hire developers for this game. Shh, don't worry about it, man.
Don't worry, it's gonna be fine. You want to pre-order it? Please.
It just makes me so sad, because I was so happy when it was announced. It was so hype. And we have nothing about it other than the fact that we probably will not see anything for it for a long while.
I am basically almost at the point where it doesn't exist to me. Like, they designed a logo and they played the same music.
Yep.
That was the amount of effort that they invested in Metroid Prime 4.
Imagine if we don't even see it on the Switch. Because imagine what a console's generation, you about 6 years usually on average, and what we're 3 into the Switch, and the most news we've got is, hey, so like we're going to be a while with this one.
Yeah, and I could believe it, and it makes me sad to think that this entire generation went by without one of their their flagship titles. We'll get like 9 fucking Mario games, and we're gonna get a handful of Zelda games.
And how
But
many
then,
how many Pokemon games now?
a lot,
A lot.
at least a couple, and then, you know, they're like, oh yeah, Metroid, like our fucking Holy Trinity Square or whatever.
Holy Trinity swear.
And it's like, yeah, oh shit, that's right, we do have that. Guys, Pokemon MOBA and Mario Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about Metroid. We gave you that 3DS one a while back. That was pretty cool, right?
Which one? The Federation Force.
God.
That was the fun time to also be a Nintendo fan.
Man.
Was just waiting for something with Metroid and everyone crying out for Metroid, and Nintendo be like, "Oh, you mean this Metroid? Is this what you wanted?" And it's Federation Force.
It triggers me, and it should trigger you. If you guys out there listening don't know what Federation Force is, but you know what Metroid is, go look at it so you can feel the cries of thousands of souls in the universe screaming out in pain when this was revealed.
Because it just is like there's been nothing done with Metroid, and the last thing that had been done before this game had come out was Other M, which is a very controversial title in the Metroid series. And
Some people like it.
Some people do not.
Most people don't.
It's a very mixed bag. I've played it. It's a very mixed bag.
Yeah, 'cause
but
they went with a different development team completely and a different gameplay style overall. It was, and it happened after Metroid Prime 3.
yeah,
So it was like you're coming off Metroid Prime 3, which is very much gameplay wise, just like 1 and 2, with some different quirks and, furthering the story. And then you get Other M. I was going to say Federation Force. That you get Other M, and it's like none of anything at all, because it's not like the Game Boy Advance Metroid, like Metroid Prime Fusion or Metroid Prime Zero Mission, where it's just like that side scroller classic Metroid revamp styles. This tried to do that, but also not tried to do it.
it was just really like it was just jarring. And then they went years and years and years, and then finally we get Metroid Prime Federation Force.
And it's like several years later, we get what is a shitty looking, poorly modeled, like they just kind of shit this out of a toaster over the weekend.
They did.
Because it is literally just these like chibi shaped fucking
Little like Space
characters in
Marines.
suits, and they basically just use their little fucking cannons on their arms to fucking play fucking basically Rocket League.
Basically.
It's just like fucking soccer. There's no story to it. There's no anything. It has no reason to exist. But it did. They paid money for people to make that game. They took and they printed checks to pay people to model this game and make it happen. And at no point in its development were like, is this going to make money? Is this a good idea? At no point did they think that. They were like, nah, there's no way. They're going to love it. They're going to love it. Nobody loved it. Spoiler alert.
No, everyone was very mad.
God, I'm still mad. I love Metroid. It's literally it is my number 1 Nintendo franchise. Metroid is number 1. Zelda's number 2. Mario can show up when I like him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is mostly in all of his 3D games.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. So, yeah, they fucking come out with that shit. And it's just it gives this just reflection feeling of, that's what feels like is kind of happening now. It's like, hey guys, we want Nintendo, we want this game. And they're like, we got this other game that you didn't ask for. That's kind of neat.
Honestly.
And everyone's like, but we want that one. It's like, nah.
No, honestly. And I think the thing, too, was, like, you know, the one thing that was kind of... They recently announced the Hyrule Warriors game. And I, as a Zelda fan, I'm happy. We're playing Breath of the Wild right now on the channel. And it's cool to revisit that world and everything. And I'm excited to see the origin and everything play out. But I do feel like... I do feel like there was somewhat of an obligation to get that game out, since they announced a brand new Legend of Zelda game, and people are very much like, hey, where is that? How is that doing?
Yep.
Can we see something for that game? And Nintendo had to be like, hey, no.
Right?
We don't got that.
Yeah, because so this Direct, like, the idea of it was, you know, oh, it's Mario, you know, so
Mario.
They're showing off all of Mario, and people are like, okay, this is cool, but hey, what about these other things?
Because it's like, well, that was the thing. They went all this to silence, and then it's like, let's celebrate Mario's birthday. But it's like, bruh, you've been gone for so long. It's like, no, we don't want to just celebrate Mario.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny, as we mentioned it earlier. Speaking of trailers that were shown off way too soon, Breath of the Wild 2.
I am really eager to see where that goes, but like, if I knew that we were going to go this long with Nintendo silence in general, it's just very much like, oh great, so then what's happening then? Like, what is happening with a Breath of the Wild sequel?
Yeah.
You know, like, and I'm super happy. Like, I'm happy that it's even going to be a Breath of the Wild sequel. That's incredible to me. But if I had known it was going to be, like, you know, this long of silence, I would have been fine waiting. I would hope that we get something soon. You know, it's like, I would hope that maybe we can get a smidgen or something. Next year is the Zelda anniversary. So it's like, I would hope.
That's just giving me... It's going to give me, like, PTSD to this one. It's going to just make me think, for the Zelda one... They're just going to do the same thing.
Oh, like what they're doing with the Mario one.
Yeah, it's going to be like, hey guys, here's a limited re-release of Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Twilight Princess for your Switch.
I would be so...
Limited release, redone, there you go.
I would be mad if this was also like limited. It's like, why?
And I don't like thinking that, but they are like... They're putting that perception, or that, like, they're making me think that way because of the way they're acting.
It is.
It's like...
There's always, like, a monkey's paw thing happening here.
Because it's like... Not that it's the same thing, but it's like, when a company shoves a bunch of microtransactions in their game, you get mad about the microtransactions. You're like, oh, it's kind of fucked up. Like, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's like... This is like that alternate type where it's like, we're gonna release a game, limited, full knowing how this is going to play out.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do it anyway, and it's gonna piss everybody off. But we're not really worried about that because we don't really talk to our fan base. Nintendo does not talk to their fan base.
No, and it's aggravating because then they go like this much silence, and everyone's like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, and. Yeah, we get no fucking Breath of the Wild 2 anything after all of the Mario news, and I get it, you know, probably they wanted to separate the Mario from Zelda, but the fact that it was like literally the next day or 2 days later after the Direct, that they were like, hey guys, new Zelda game, by the way.
New Hyrule Warriors.
But they started it off literally saying, like, we know you want to know about Breath of the Wild 2. They came out full defensive because they fucking knew, and they're like, we can't show you anything yet, and it's like, it's been like 2 years, at least, since you announced it.
Yeah,
or like
I think
year.
Maybe a year. I don't think it's been 2.
But it's like it's been.
It's definitely been
2
time.
since the first one came out, right? 2 or 3 at this point.
3 because the Switch launched in 2017. Was it 2017?
Oh man.
I think it was 2017.
Man, that's something we should have probably researched.
It's fine. It's
But
fine.
it's okay because that's what we're doing right now. 2017.
Yeah, it's 2017. Yeah, because Breath of the Wild was the launch title.
March 2017. So
Yes.
it's been over 3 years.
And then it's been, I think, a year at least since the sequel was announced.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't remember the exact date.
Well, do you have the trailer?
Hold on. One moment, please. Danny, talk
What?
to them.
Oh, okay. Hi. How's everyone doing? We're gonna take a nice little breather. Everyone take a nice deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out. How's it outside? It's a little hot. It's a little hot in here. Definitely take some time, fan yourself off. Wipe the sweat off the brow.
It's been over a year.
It has been over a year.
June 2019.
See, I knew it was the year at least.
So we've literally gone an entire year.
Silence.
Which compared to like Cyberpunk, you're like a year. Pfft, okay, that's
Well,
easy.
and that's the thing. It's like it's fine, but it's also like
But the thing is, they at least constantly had trickled out little things like, hey, we're still working on it. This is a concept we're doing with the game. You know, hey, we're going to make your characters fully customizable. We can't really show anything yet, but this is what we're working on.
Yeah.
And they're talking about their game
Even
throughout
when-
all of the years.
even with Breath of the Wild when that was still before we even knew it was Breath of the Wild. Like they were still like
Yeah, because it was just called Legend of Zelda.
yeah,
Like,
we were
they
still
had no-
finding out little things about it. Like it's just
But then that went dark, though.
yeah.
Like after they kind of like revealed the idea, it just disappeared, and it wasn't until like near the end of the Wii U lifespan that people were like thinking about it again, and Nintendo's like, hey, Breath of the Wild's coming out on the Switch, and everyone's like, this was supposed to be a Wii U title. This was you said it was going to be the Wii U. The Switch wasn't even a concept yet. And they're like, oh, we're going to have like a lesser version available for
It'll be
the
the
Wii U.
final game for the Wii U.
And it's like, okay, Nintendo. So like the game that you were like, hey guys, Wii U game, you're basically like, you know what, we're just going to put it on the Switch.
You
And
can get
then
it on the Wii U.
We'll give you the leftovers on the, you can push that over the Wii U.
Yeah.
But
Which is like whatever. I think the Wii U needed rest anyway.
But it's weird. It's the fact that they've gone an entire year. They haven't mentioned anything. We don't know anything about the sequel, and that is almost more concerning. Combined with the silence, because we don't know if this game. We can hope that through the enjoyment and success of the first one, this one's gonna work.
Yeah.
But we have to think about it's like, what are they gonna do different? What is gonna, like, not to really get into it, but it's like you look at the mechanics. If the game plays exactly the same, cool. It worked before. Everyone's enjoying it. It's gonna feel more of an extension to the first game rather than feel like something completely separate. But then it's also like the world that we've already explored and been through is like, are we re-exploring it again? Are we reactivating these towers to quick travel again? Are we still going to have the Sheikah Slate?
Yeah.
I mean, probably. But it's like, is it going to literally just be the same everything? Just with a new story? And at that point, is that really going to be something people want to spend $60 on?
Yeah.
Which is essentially just all of the reused assets moved over, animated a little bit differently.
With new cutscenes.
Yeah, and it's like, really, at that point, to each their own. But I'm just saying, that's just a concern that I have because of their silence on top of the lack of information. We've only seen the trailer.
We have. The announcement trailer, which doesn't always reflect everything.
No, and they could even change it. Like,
Yeah.
they'd be like, oh yeah, this was a thing we were kind of doing. Maybe we'll change it. Who knows? Nintendo doesn't really tend to do that. But the Switch is a new era for Nintendo, so there's a lot of new things they're doing.
Funky era.
Oy. But the other thing that was brought up in this Nintendo Direct. Wait, sorry, we got off on a tangent. Let's go back. Let's take a step back to the reason we spiraled off here is because you brought up the Hyrule Warriors game.
Yes.
It was a prequel to Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
So
the one that I really am hoping will be good, but I'm also waiting for that monkey's paw moment.
Yeah, where it's like, what's the catch?
Like, and I don't like being paranoid about it, but yes, continue.
Yeah, no, like, I feel the same way. Like, I love the Warriors games. I've played the hell out of those games since the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
It's all Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors. And Dynasty Warriors Empires is still one of the best fucking games that you could play. Unlimited replayability. It's amazing. But anyway, Warriors games as a whole are fantastic. I love them. So when I was all about Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors, and then Gundam Warriors was a thing. Those games were like okay, but it was the concept of a Warriors game with Gundams. That was neat. One Piece did it. I own all of those. And so when Hyrule Warriors, the first one, came out, I was like, yo, that's fucking cool. A Zelda game. And it's like, obviously, it's not canon. But that's not the point. It was the fact that it's like, you just get this crazy Zelda game to go nut shit on all these enemies.
Basically, with every like damn era of Legend of Zelda, it was one big
every character, relatively up to that point in the timeline, including the fucking Linkle.
Yeah, the alternate timeline.
Which is the alternate female version of Link.
Yeah.
Who used dual crossbows instead of sword and shield, which was that was strange, but she was a cool character.
Exactly.
And it was just like, that was an awesome game because it was just cool playing all these iconic characters and just like this, smash everything around kind of shit.
Basically.
So, when this was announced, I was like, hell yeah, there we go. Another Warriors game. But then I'm like, another Warriors game. But then I was like, okay, but it's not a port.
It's not,
and it's not like a weird remake or anything. It's like, no, they're taking the gameplay style that people enjoy, but they're actually tying it to a storied franchise in kind of in a more grounded way. The fact that it is a prequel. It's the events that happened prior to Breath of the Wild.
It's the events that set it off, basically.
Yeah, the Great Calamity War that is alluded to at the beginning of Breath of the Wild.
Yes, and it's funny because that thing is like playing Breath of the Wild. I didn't realize that story hadn't been fully figured out, or not figured out, but hadn't been fully, dived into. I figured it was, and I was happy with it. But the fact that it's going to be a full game about that in the Hyrule Warriors fashion, it's like, that's awesome. Like, yeah. I'm totally down for that. I assume it's going to be like the Rogue One of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where basically it's like, yeah, we all know how this is going to end.
Oh, everybody. I mean, that was the one thing I noticed. Most of the comments from the trailer was like, everyone's like, oh shit, we know how this goes though. Like, everyone's fighting together and it's all like, hell yeah, but it's like, everyone's like, we know how it ends though.
I mean, like, we're playing Breath of the Wild right now. We haven't even really met the champions yet, but I mean, you know what happens. Like, you know the story. Like, not the story, but like, we woke up after a big thing happened.
Yeah, because we had already talked to Impa.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
in the game, in the playthrough that we're at, by the way, specifically all this backstory is covered in episode 3 of our Breath of the Wild playthrough. So if you want to go look at that specifically, that's in that one. But yeah, so this Age of Calamity takes place 100 years before Breath of the Wild. This is when everything went to shit. And though it is expected. I kind of still waiting for the confirmation that this is canonical to the story, because they're just saying it takes place during that war.
I assume it's canonical.
I hope so, but it's like, it's the fact that you can do some crazy weird shit in the Warriors games, and it's like, oh, why is Link jumping 10 feet in the air when he can barely climb a rock for 10 seconds?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Obviously, semantics. I'm just like, I'm hoping, because I'm a fan, that this is, this is canon. This is going to be a great game. It looks great, and if anything, worst case, it's just going to be fun to screw around in.
Yeah.
But I do have hopes for this game, Like I said, though, there's a little bit of reserve, because it's like, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop on this.
Well, and it's because it's just like, it's the one it's the one new game that Nintendo's giving us this year, because we have 3D All-Stars, we have Pikmin 3, we have this. Meanwhile, PlayStation, Xbox are going into whole new generations with all new games and everything, and it's like
tons of launch titles.
At least PlayStation is. Xbox, I'm sure, is as well, but
they got a handful of. They have some launch titles.
Halo got delayed. And then
Beyond, that was their big seller.
That was their big one.
But
R.I.P. But either way,
we'll get them.
Either way, the only thing that Nintendo has for holiday is Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
And if you are lucky enough, if you pray to a god hard enough, a copy of 3D All-Stars.
Yeah, and so it's like, we hope for that. I worry about the Zelda anniversary. As much as I'm excited about it, I now have caution, because I just fear for this continuation of pre-order exploiting over the fear of not being able to get the game, which realistically is the concept of the pre-order. The idea back in the day was that you pre-ordered something, so you got it. Because if you didn't pre-order it, they were only going to make as many as the pre-orders were, and that was it. It's over. Nowadays, pre-orders aren't that. No. Pre-orders, you are getting your copy early. But
and then whatever perks you get for pre-ordering it.
Yeah.
You unlock the fucking pirates booty skin or whatever in Call of Duty. Like, I don't know.
And it's like, they give you the perks as an incentive to pre-order, because if you pre-order, you've given them your money already before you even know if you like this game.
Exactly.
And so that is the feeling. There's a lot of negativity towards pre-orders. And for the most part, rightly so, because you're essentially telling the company, yeah, we'll give you your money, and you don't have to prove to us why we should. We're going to give it to you because you're going to give us a fancy hat early on.
Exactly.
Or you're going to give us a shortcut to these abilities that we could earn anyway, but we just get them early. It's like that kind of thing, especially with companies that are kind of shitty. You pre-order their games, and the company doesn't really give a fuck. So you're basically teaching the company that they can kind of just do this shit, and they're gonna make money out of it anyway. And so like that's like the stigma of pre-order. Nintendo decided to go old school pre-order concept and be like, you have to pre-order this, or you're never going to get it.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's over. And it's just like, everyone's like, we hate pre-orders in general, and now we fucking have to, because literally we want this game. And it's like, nobody's happy about pre-ordering this game because of this.
Exactly.
If it was just a normal game, hey, there's no limitation on it at all, it's just, here's a new game, but you can pre-order it. Most people would pre-order it. Some people won't, because they're like, I don't need to pre-order it.
Right.
I'm going to get it when it comes out. But, the fact that they're having you forced to pre-order it is making everybody have to go buy it and spend the money in a time where money is kind of a thing that got to be kind of careful about, because things are still up in the air.
Exactly. And I
So-
mean, and that was the other thing too, is like making it such a limited thing. It's like you're expecting people to just have this money up front, but or if they wait, just, you know, they'll miss out because all the copies will be gone, and then they'll have to pay with more money for the stupid scalpers online.
And it's like Nintendo is aware of this. Nintendo,
Or have to go buy a Switch, which you can barely do as it is.
It's gonna be double scalped. They're gonna have to go get a Switch that's being scalped, and then go get the game that's being scalped.
Exactly.
And Nintendo fucking knows. They are not stupid. They are fully aware that their Nintendo Switch consoles are being bought out faster than the actual consumer and then resold. And Nintendo's fine with it. Nintendo's like, okay.
It's just,
And then they know this is going to happen with this game.
It is.
They can't be that naive that they're going to be like, oh, it's a limited edition for collectors only. And it's like, there's no way this is going to go. There's no way people are going to resell this.
Of course.
And it's just like, the most people are going to do is resell this. This is literally guaranteed profit. You buy 3 of these, you sell both of them for any amount of money more than $60, and people are going to buy it. Thing is, the second you stop being able to get this game, you know, someone's going to sell it online, $65. And it's like, oh, that's more money than Nintendo made off of it. But it's only $5, so I'll buy it. Then you got the people that are going to be like, $100. You're like, oh shit, yeah, I really do want that game though, and I'll never find it again. Buy the $100. Then this just starts to happen, and then people see people buying them for that much, and they keep upping and upping to the point where these games are going to be like $150, $200. And maybe even crazier.
Like, honestly.
Because there's no way to reproduce it. The Switch at least keeps coming out.
Yeah.
Just really fucking slow.
And then when it does come out, they all get bought up.
Yeah. But the thing is, they still happen. This game will be stopped. The only things will exist are what's actually out there. So this is going to be worse. It's like, it's gonna be a mess, and it's gonna backfire, and Nintendo's gonna get a lot of hate, and Nintendo's basically gonna be like, I don't know why you're mad.
Yeah.
Guys, we got Pikmin 3.
Guys, go get Pikmin 3.
But just a couple of just another thing to touch on the Nintendo Direct. The Danny, why don't you tell us about the new Super Mario Kart they revealed?
Oh my fucking god, the Mario Kart thing. Yeah, so for those of you keeping track, we haven't had a new Mario Kart game since the Wii U. The Switch got a port of the Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U. And so we haven't gotten a proper Mario Kart game. Nintendo comes out and is like, oh man, y'all kids want some Mario Kart? And it's like, yes, yes, Daddy Nintendo, give us Mario Kart. And then we allow these stupid, like, little remote control car, and basically, you control this little remote control car, the physical remote control car, with your Switch. The car has a camera on it, and you set up these little, like, checkpoint things around your house, and you basically race the little remote control car through it while looking at your Nintendo Switch screen. And it's showing like a little like AR shit, like, oh, there's a Koopa, and oh, there's the items and everything. Meanwhile, you're playing with this little remote control car, and it's like, yeah, I guess if I had like a 4-year-old kid, I guess that'd be kind of cool. But this thing's gonna be like $100.
It's $100.
It's
You need the space.
You need the space. You need a hardwood floor. There's no way that thing's gonna run on carpet.
Like, and if it does run on carpet, it's not going to run well on carpet.
No. And then you better not have any pets, or you're just damned.
Like, realistically, the biggest concern is space. Like, realistically, even if it wasn't $100, if it was $50, if it was $60, the fact is space. You need space to set up these tracks. Most people, specifically in California, don't have what they call space.
No.
Most people live in studio apartments where their
Seriously.
kitchen is also attached to their living room, which is also their bedroom. People don't have, you know, all of this space to just set up these tracks everywhere. The majority of people that are going to get these. And the thing is, they're promoting it more towards kids than, like, you know, the hardcore Switch gamers. This is more like the kids' fun thing to play with. And, like, it's $100 for a thing for your kid to play with on the Switch, which isn't even a real game. It's just like a webcam. Like, literally, the best example is if you go buy a drone right now and you use your tablet to look at the camera on the drone. That's what this is.
It's essentially what they've created here. It's just they slapped Mario on it and said, hey, that'll make us money.
Yeah, the Switch is doing nothing but reading the camera and producing the augmented reality items and track and all that.
So automatically this is going to drain the Switch's battery because you have to have it in handheld.
Yeah, you can't, as far as we know, you can't dock it.
Yeah, it's got to be like that, so that automatically is going to drain it. This car thing is not going to have a battery life. That's what this thing has to run while also having a connection with the Switch, while also having live video feed.
While also reacting to the hazards.
Oh, to the items. So yeah, if there's like a banana, it spins or whatever or something. So it's like the car is going to have a battery life of maybe 15 minutes tops.
I would be surprised if it ran for over an hour. Constant.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be surprised.
Oh, an hour? Like, no.
Yeah, it's like...
No way.
So, literally, you know, surface level, you look at this and you're like, that's neat. But then you think about it, and you're like, this is bad in a lot of ways. Because it's like...
Like, you could have just made a Mario Kart game. Why did you go through all this effort for something that it's not... Like, this reminds me of the Labo. The Nintendo little cardboard things. I don't think those sold very well either.
They didn't. In fact, well, I didn't hate them. I didn't care for them.
I
was just like, okay, whatever. But it's the same thing. It's like, yeah, you know why I bought the Switch? To do all of this other non-Switch things. Like... You don't have me bringing my fucking PlayStation controller and I'm gonna go put it in a shoebox and then like kick the box around and pretend I'm playing soccer.
Like literally.
I'm sorry, Nintendo, but god damn it, like no. When I am told, hey, you want to play Super Mario Kart? I'm kind of hoping, let me grab the Switch and I'm gonna play the goddamn game in all the cool maps you come up with in Mario Kart. And the cool cars and all these things. But no, you're like, you know what they like about Mario Kart? Not really playing it on the Switch. We're going to go, it's basically a $100 RC car. Comes with 2 cars. But still.
But it's not, it's Mario and Luigi, so I hope you're not, like, cool with, like, Donkey Kong or Wario or Rosalina or Waluigi. No, you only get Mario or Luigi.
Yeah, and like the whole thing is just, there's just so many off points. The fact that, yeah, it's like the battery life on all of this, it's like it's a concern. The space, the fact that the augmented reality literally is built on the little gates you put around the house.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what happens when those gates get damaged?
What happens if you have a pet? It's
like, what happens when the camera stops reading the gate? Like, if it gets bent in a certain way, or you put it in the
Because I'm sure it's like a QR code kind of thing. Like,
because it's like...
but if the lighting's not very good...
That's the other thing. Like, it has to... It's designed to, like, read the shape, or look at certain aspects of it, and, like, map that. It's like, what happens when that doesn't? Is Nintendo gonna sell these separately? Am I gonna go just be able to buy the gates to make larger tracks or replace my current ones? And if it's no, am I gonna have to literally spend $100 fucking every time one of these pieces gets fucked up? And by pieces, I mean not just the gates, the fucking cars get damaged, or the cars just don't charge, or the camera stops working, and Like, what happens when they won't connect to my fucking Switch? Like,
And you're marketing this towards kids. You're telling me that there's not going to be a single child in the world who doesn't fuck that damn car up, throws it into a wall, kicks it,
Yeah.
trips on it.
Like-
There's like you have like two siblings, and the losing one gets mad and just throws their little Mario Kart across the room.
Yeah.
Bullshit, Nintendo. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, like, Nintendo, I'm sorry, but, like, I don't know how much you put thought into this, but I think you put in, like, a paragraph's worth of thought.
But a lot of money into it. Money that could have just been spent on a regular Mario Kart game. And
Yeah.
everyone would have been happy.
Yeah, people wanted, you just make a fucking Mario Kart game.
Nintendo,
That's
like, the
it.
Switch doesn't have its own Mario Kart game. All it has is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is just the port. The port of Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U with its DLC attached.
And what I worry about is that this was the better motion because they were just like, we want to do more with the Switch. We don't want to just make video games. We want to make experiences. And also, this will make us more money. Because if you buy Mario Kart, it's going to work forever. And you already spent $60. We have your money. You're not going to give us more money by replaying Mario Kart. But if we make layers of things that will cost you money to replace, we can always get money out of you. Replacing the cars or their batteries, the cameras, your Switch. You have to constantly charge that thing. You have to replace the gates. When those inevitably get damaged, realistically. And then we also don't even know if the Switch is going to need to be on Wi-Fi during this. So it's like we don't know. We don't know. So if the cars stop charging, or they just last less, and you're like, I got a new battery, Nintendo's like, totally $80. We'll give you a new battery, or $60 or $50 or whatever, and it's like, or it's $100 because we had to price the whole car because it's
Yeah.
all one piece. We don't make the batteries that come out, so you're gonna have to send us the car. We're gonna replace it for you. Not even accounting for the infamous Joy-Con drift that will inevitably happen with this game
Seriously.
and cascade your Mario Kart cars either into the fucking dishwasher or
Into the dish. Just like they're playing like on the counter, like on the kitchen. It just falls into the sink full of water and dishes.
or
Into the oven.
right into the oven.
Bowser's Castle.
It goes like right into the garage, like through the cat door, or down the stairs into the basement.
Boom, boom.
Like,
Congrats, parents. I hope you enjoyed spending this $100 on your child's next disaster tool.
and if it was a Mario Kart game with this as like an extension, like it had like a bonus, like an AR mode in the game, that it's like if you spend $100, you can get this kit that lets you, if you own Mario Kart 10, let's say that's the number, Mario Kart 10, if you spend $100, you get this cool kit that works with the game that lets you make your house the Mario Kart. And it's like, that would be an easier sell.
That's like what they did with Pokemon Let's Go. Like they had the Pokeball thing where you could take your Pokemon out and you could play with your Pokemon or whatever, and it would level it up. If they did something like that, I agree, that would be kind of cool. But as its own standalone game, yeah, that's very just like...
Yeah, because like there's nothing you can do with this game without everything working. Like if your cars have to charge, you can't play Mario Kart until they're charged. You're like, I guess I gotta play something else. Or it's like, oh, if the cars are working but your Switch needs to be charged, oh well, can't play the game, gotta do this or whatever. It's like, oh, there's like, if one of these pieces isn't working perfectly in this utopia of this Mario Kart concept, none of it works.
This utopia that the trailer takes place in.
Because it's like, if you have the Switch, right? If your Joy-Cons are kind of fucked up, but you have the Pro Controller, you can still kind of play games. Sort of. If you have, you know, if you can't plug it into your TV, you can still fucking play the Switch. You know, Zelda's not gonna break because your right Joy-Con doesn't work if you have like a replacement Joy-Con or a totally different controller. This Mario Kart literally needs everything, and it relies on it. And if you don't have it, or it's working kind of off, there's no way around it. Because they only showed the Mario Kart running handheld. So, completely assuming it needs to be handheld, you can't use a different controller. So if your Joy-Cons are all fucky, like most of them are, you're probably gonna have your cars drifting all over the fucking place, whether you want them to or not.
Mm-hmm.
On top of the fact that we don't know anything other than what the concept is. So not to drag on with this fucking Mario Kart for however long it's already been.
We've put more thought into it than Nintendo did.
But it's like, you guys, I hope you guys see what we mean in most of these things so far. You know, it's just like, it's just off about most of these things.
It is.
But just like the last tiny thing that we kind of want to mention, unless this spirals into something else, is Nintendo, with the Age of Calamity, has decided to grace Nintendo fans with a re-release of the Amiibos.
Yes, so they announced on their Twitter, Nintendo, for the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, they were going to re-release the 4 Amiibos of the champions from Breath of the Wild. And when I saw that, I was actually kind of happy. I was low-key actually going to... I wanted to see if I could find any of the Amiibos for Breath of the Wild while we've been playing on our channel, just to kind of be like, oh, hey, like, you know, let's see what these Amiibos unlock or anything. Can't find them anywhere. I found them on eBay running at $250, and I immediately said no. Decided not to do that.
Can't imagine why.
So now Nintendo's coming out with these guys. They're not available for pre-order, not at least at this moment in time. I did verify just to make sure. But it's just like, of course they're gonna come out. Of course, I'm gonna have to like fight tooth and nail to even like attempt to get any of them, and it's just stupid because that's just like any of these damn Amiibos. Like, I've seen very few, and it's always the ones that no one wants. Like, legit, the other day, I went to GameStop with my girlfriend, and I legitimately saw and almost bought a Piranha Plant Amiibo, and that was because I saw it and I was like, oh my god, Amiibo, like, I have to get it before I never see it again. But I got it because it was like Smash Brothers, like, oh my brothers. But then I thought about it, I was like, wait, none of us play Piranha Plant, why would I get it? But it's like, but it's an Amiibo, it looks cool. If I don't get it, I'll never see it again. And it's just like, this is like the nature that Amiibos have fed into us, and it's very similar to this whole stupid thing with Super Mario 3D All-Stars, where it's just like, oh, if you don't get it now, you'll never see it again. And
Nintendo is perpetuating that culture.
Exactly. And it's been the thing, and it was more of a thing with the Wii U. That's kind of where the Amiibo started, but then the Switch, it's like they've barely implemented the Amiibos.
They were like, oh shit, that's right, we have those.
Even though a lot of people wanted them, and it's just stupid. And it's stupid because it's like, there are some that genuinely just look cool as the little, like, figurines. Like, the Breath of the Wild ones, I didn't even know, like, you know, because I knew what they looked like, but, like, you know, they had, like, one of, like, the Guardian, the big, like, robot thingy. I didn't even realize that it came in, like, a bigger box in of itself, because that's how, like, big it was compared to the normal Amiibos, just because I had never seen it before. And, like, I don't know, it's just, like, the whole, like, behavior with the Amiibos, and it's like, oh, man, we're gonna re-release them. Can't wait for you to ship, like, 5 of them.
Yeah, and it's just like, and it would be fine to an extent if they were just collectibles, but it's the fact that they serve a function to any game that they are designed to work with. Any game. Literally, every amiibo has a purpose, and, you know, you could take the simpler ones, like for Smash. They just kind of log your stats, and you're like, this is my character.
Yeah.
You know, you take it over your friend's house, and you're like, yeah, and you slap it on his Wii U,
And
and
his
you're
little
fucking-
AI fighter, which I think Smash was the best one to implement the amiibos. Like, I think it was the only one because it wasn't really that intrusive, and it was just one kind of one function that was like neat, but it wasn't like the entire game.
And I think that's like what they wanted it for, but then they were like, can we use it for other things?
No, it's like the Markiplier. It's like, I can milk you. That's what amiibos have become.
And it's true. It's like, you know, you have the Wolf Link from Twilight Princess.
Which-
that amiibo.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Because I would have loved that. I would have loved it.
And I'm sure the people that do have it, all 5 of them, are happy.
And the other ones that are just selling them for like $1,000 on eBay, I'm sure that
they are getting 0 bids on these fucking things, because nobody is at least that bad. But we'll see, you know? We'll see. There's going to be one guy out there that's like, yeah, this is worth $1,000.
Yes.
But then you have ones like for, you know, the Metroid Return of Samus on the 3DS. They had a special Metroid amiibo, special Metroid amiibo that actually unlocked a difficulty in the game. You could not unlock this difficulty without the amiibo. It was impossible. They designed it, it was tied to the amiibo, so that you had to go buy the amiibo and spend your money towards Nintendo. This was all designed in that mindset, and it's like, the concept is like, oh, it's cool, if I go get this thing, I get more stuff in my game. That's kind of a cool thing. But then Nintendo's like, how about we just make it fucking impossible to find? And we'll release 15 across the entire world, and we'll let them fight it out on their own.
Exactly.
And it's like, so I wanted it, and mind you, I got the Return of Samus on release day, because I was like, finally some good fucking games. And I was like, oh shit, there's an amiibo. I could not find that thing since it was announced and released, and to this day I have not seen it in the wild. Haven't seen it. And I'm like, cool. I mean, I wouldn't want to get all the extra content that Nintendo put in the game. That's fine. Let alone, you know, all the other amiibos that they've designed for other purposes. Like, if they were just statues, you know, okay, sure, they are collectible. But the fact that they do serve a purpose in one way or another is just kind of shitty that they don't have that many of them. And the ones that everyone already has, they happen to produce like a fucking million of them. They're like, you guys like Luigi? He's fucking everywhere, but you want fucking...
You want Squirtle?
Yeah, like, yeah, good fucking luck. Or like, you know, this... It's like...
Can I have my Bayonetta one? No, but here's like 5 different ones of Bulbasaur, or whatever the fuck. It's like, no.
Yeah, Princess Peach, just all over the place.
I want Bayonetta. It's like, no. I heard that you like Charizard. And it's like, no.
Did they make Pokemon amiibos?
Well, it was for Smash. Like, it's just like the different, like, because I saw the Squirtle one, there was like 10 of.
I think I've only ever seen Pikachu.
Oh.
I think Jigglypuff, but those are the only ones.
Alright, well then I'll get you a Squirtle one, because there was like 10 of them at a GameStop.
Oh God, that's exciting.
Yeah, and that's sort of the same one where I saw the Piranha Plant. I was like, oh shit, I should get this.
But it's like, if you have still stuck with us to this point in the video, do you see what we mean by every time Nintendo tries to do or does something that's like relatively interesting and innovative, and then they find some way to like fuck it or scalp it or put in a situation to where if you were not willing to throw your money at it day one, you're never going to see it.
It's just annoying, and it's just been an annoying time as a Nintendo fan. It's just been very annoying this year, and then other times in general, especially recently. It's just like, it's aggravating. And
it is. It's aggravating. It's I dare say I'm pretty pissed about it.
It's just
because I have a place in the gaming fandom for Nintendo. They were never. It was never like they're above or below PlayStation or Xbox.
No,
they were always that, one in each hand kind of concept.
And they never like tried to compete, and that's why it's like right now, like, they're not your competition. These two guys are putting out a new generation. They are gonna fight it out for the holiday, and especially in a year like this. Like, what are you guys doing? What is your plan? And they've got nothing, and it's just
it's so non-competing that they just don't. They're not even on the map, to the point where when holiday comes around, like, unless Nintendo comes out with something after we've recorded this,
yeah,
and announces it for holiday, like, realistically, when everyone's going to get their shit for the holiday season, people are going to be like, PlayStation, Xbox, okay, well, is that Nintendo doing anything? And it's like, not really.
Pikmin 3.
Like, 3? What about 1? No. 2? Is there a way I can get all 3 again? It's just the third one?
Just the third one.
It's just like...
There's a little DLC for it.
And it's like, the thing is, it's like, sure, they don't need to compete with PlayStation and Xbox, because they're in their own league, of their own. But the problem is Nintendo is their own competition. They are literally stopping themselves, and they're well, it's not a competition with PlayStation and Xbox. By not having a presence, they're going to be overshadowed by the companies that do have a big presence.
Yeah.
Because no one's forgetting about Nintendo.
No.
But people will not look for Nintendo if Nintendo isn't trying to show themselves.
Exactly.
Like,
and then understocking things like, the Amiibo or 3D All-Stars. It's like, you're not helping yourself.
Yeah, and the fact that it's only until March. Literally, Christmas is in December. You then have 3 months to get this game, and it will disappear. That's it.
And it's like, yeah, of course you can get it digitally, like...
Yeah, but, like, here's the thing, like, that's completely tied to your Nintendo account. And then, like, what's to say something doesn't happen with your account? What if you get locked out? What if they can't recover the account?
Mm-hmm.
What if you accidentally delete it off of your account?
What if your Switch just gets broken, and then you have to start a new Switch account?
And then you have to go through that rigorous Nintendo process about verifying your identity, deactivating the last Switch to activate the new Switch, making sure you're the same person. And then you go onto the store and they're just like, yeah, you can't download it again. Maybe. That's probably not what's going to happen, but we have to assume the possibility that you might not be able to re-download it.
Yeah.
Because they're taking it off the store. And it's like, we don't know the ramifications of that. If it's like, once you download it, you better keep that shit forever. But it's like, limited stock. It's really dumb. Why are they doing it? Money.
Yeah. And that's not just for Mario. It's like, it's also for the Switch in general. It's for the, the shortage we've seen the Switch. It's for the Joy-Cons. It's for all these other things. It's like they do the shortage stuff a lot, and it's just I don't know if it's I don't want to say that it's intentional, but it definitely promotes this bad behavior with people, scalping and like putting it out for higher prices. Or people just having to go and straight pirate games. Like, it's annoying. And I don't know. It's just like, I hate being this negative towards stuff that I like, but it's also like this is really fucking annoying. And honestly, I wouldn't have pre-ordered Mario All Stars if 3D All Stars if I didn't feel like I was just never gonna see this game again.
Yeah. And that's the worst. I think that's, I mean, there's a lot of things that are kind of fucked up about a lot of these things, but that's the worst part, is the fact that they are limiting it for no reason, and causing everybody to have to pre-order it.
And that's the thing is like it's not even just them limiting it because of the deadline. It's them limiting it because of how much they ship. It's it's knowing that they have a horrible track record of shipping things out with such limited quantity and then not shipping out more, at least for a while. So it's just like literally with all that and the fact that now there's a deadline, like yeah, of course I pre-ordered it for me and my little brothers who all like these Mario games. Like
Yeah, and Nintendo doesn't listen to people, so this isn't gonna be. I mean, it might, but I don't really see it being like, when it gets closer, Nintendo's like, oh, we can extend the deadline since it is so popular.
yeah.
We don't see them taking away the deadline because it's like, you guys really did like the game. It's like, no, they're not retarded. They're not stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, they're not. They know how popular this is. They know it's happening. They know what this is going to do. This is a business tactic to make them a ton of money out of the fear of people not seeing these games.
Honestly.
If they and they know it's going to work. And it is working. And it's showing them that it works. And this is the worst part, is no one's happy about it, but they're doing it, and all Nintendo is looking at is that we're getting money coming in.
Exactly.
And it's like, is this the right thing to do?
No.
They don't care. They don't care because it works. They're here to make money. And of course, every business is here to make money. That's the purpose.
Yeah.
But the problem is this is such a deliberate move in the way of, we are doing this to make a lot of money right now. Because it's not like it would make them any less money if they didn't limit it.
Honestly.
People would still pre-order the shit out of this game. They'd pre-order the hell out of it. They would play it, people would buy it, and they would be making money off of it all the time. You'd see people buying Switches just for this game. They'd be selling tons of things. Like, it's so easy. But they're just choosing to go this way.
Yeah.
That's the most disappointing part.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
I am. It's like, damn it. That's what we want to emphasize. We love the shit Nintendo has access to.
Yeah.
Like the Switch. We're playing the Switch games.
We're playing the Switch games. We'll most likely do a playthrough of something for the channel for 3D All Stars.
I'm a little disappointed we didn't get a Mario Party thing. I'm a little bummed about that.
Honestly, like another Mario Party.
We got the one.
We got the
And
one.
and it's amazing, but is very limited as
And
far
that's
as
the-
what it has.
Well, and that's the thing I was gonna say is like that's if they did another Mario Party, like, but built on what this new one was, I would be fully happy. I think the one was a start to something good, and all you needed to do was just do more with it, add more stages, add more of the fun Mario Party gimmicks to
More
it.
mini games, more tricky stuff to put on
More
the maps.
gimmicks with the maps.
More maps.
You know, just something like add something to it because what you have so far is fine.
Nobody needs revolutionary mechanics. You don't have to rewrite Mario Party.
Yeah.
Like, just do more of that thing, that you already did. But
And then they'll come out and be like, "We brought the cart mechanic back to Mario Party."
I'm sorry, but I am just so not a fan of that.
Oh, you think you're the only one? No, everyone hated the cart mechanic.
Cart mechanic, and I know in this new one they did the same thing with the co-op optional mode. There's like the traditional Mario Party mode.
Which is the one that we played.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had, which we played on the channel, by the way.
Go watch
look
it.
at it.
Go
It was
watch
funny
it.
as hell.
That's-
Hashtag fucking Goomba Squad.
Goomba Squad.
But no, so that's the classic one. They have another mode, which is the 4 players are on the same team.
They really kept it?
You didn't know?
No.
So they're on a boat and they're going down a river, and you use the controllers to like row. So all 4 of you have to like control the way you're drifting, and you're collecting like time stamps, like these little time stopwatches, because you're timed on to get to the bottom of the river, and there's like splitting paths, and each branching path you go to is a mini game. But the thing is, every mini game is a co-op mini game. So the idea is there's no sense of like winning or losing. You're always just, the result of the mini game is either you get a big bonus of time to get to the end of the level, or a little bit of a bonus. There's no like sense of, it's the most safe space feeling of the Mario Party, and it's exactly the cart mechanic as far as like,
I mean, at least it's an optional like game mode. That's the one thing at least.
yeah, which is fine, because I'm sure there are a lot of people that liked it. Eric's a big fan of it.
Really?
Eric likes it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I just like the classic competitive nature of the Mario Party board game style gameplay.
Yes.
The very Monopoly tension, fucking friendship ending.
But like batshit crazy.
Yeah, that's the fun. And yeah, I never really thought about it until now. But yeah, I'm a little bummed out they didn't announce anything. So we know at least probably for another 8 months we're not seeing another Mario Party game. It's over. That's it.
Honestly.
It's like, oof, yikes.
But at least they had a new Mario Party game. Not like Mario Kart, where it was just like,
Here's a port. Good luck.
can we have something else? No. Here's a remote control car. Go have fun.
Like okay guys, we heard the outcry. Mario Kart. We're gonna blow your fucking minds right now. Okay? How about we take the game? It's gonna have none of the maps you like, because you're gonna make the map. And by you make the map, it's gonna be your own fucking shitty house that you live in. And it's gonna show you all of your socks and floor lint and like corners. You're gonna have to dodge your chairs. Your cat's probably gonna go fucking nuts.
Oh, and the God forbid you have a big dog.
Right? It's
Good
just,
luck.
right? It's just like you're gonna drive this around your house. Yeah, you're gonna have to recharge it. It runs on a camera, so all of the cool visuals that you liked from Mario Kart recently, they're not there. Are the items? We're probably not, we don't even know how many items are in this game. There could be like 5. They could be like, well, we don't want to get too crazy. We have to. This is augmented reality. That's a lot of work. Like, we'll do the
Then why are you
because they can't do
doing
the mushroom boost, or can they?
Mm.
And it's like if they do, you just and your car just fucking dies because the battery.
That's the mushroom. It uses every last little bit of the battery. You got no. It's the golden mushroom, the one that you said.
It just fucking, the car just turns off, but it says you win. God, that's, yeah. See, y'all didn't think of that probably.
Mm-hmm.
What are these other items? Like the fucking jump mushroom. They can fucking.
What about the growy one, where you turn into a giant?
It's just gonna be like. Du-du-du-du.
Is a
That's what
transformer?
It's like. It's like, yeah, we're gonna get like fucking 7 items tops in this Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
That is like a third of what a Mario Kart actually is. Are we gonna get new maps? Go buy a house.
Yeah,
That's your.
that's how you get a new
Yeah,
map.
your maps are rent and mortgages.
Yeah. And R.I.P. anyone that is living in like just an apartment.
And it's like,
Oh, and all carpets too. There's no way that damn thing's gonna run well on a carpet.
right, it just gets all that shit, just lint sucked up in the wheels and just fucking breaks.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like when I had a remote control car and there was like lint and hair and whatnot, it would get tangled up and like the wheels would not want to move anymore.
And the last note I want to make is people are like, oh, well, I don't have to play it in my house. I can just play it outside. Like, I have this big cul-de-sac. It's real nice. I just put them out there, and I can have this crazy-ass cart and have, like, 4 people racing through it. And it's like, I don't know how that's going to work on asphalt.
Yeah, is it that durable?
Like, this cart is just going to be beaten to shit.
Not to mention, it's like, that's cool if you have that, but, like, you know, how many people can safely say they have, like, a big old cul-de-sac that can do it?
Well, that's my big concern that I mentioned
In this
earlier
day and age, when we're trying to promote people to stay inside and not mess around with other people.
Like, that's the big concern I have for this, is like, even if it was affordable, even if it was something that's like, yeah, we could all get into, it's the fact that it requires space. That's the big thing that's like, you're restricted immediately on who can get it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like anyone who has a Switch can get this game. It's like, no. Anyone who has a Switch and space can get this game.
And not to mention a Switch that is working, assuming it doesn't have any sort of battery issues or Joy-Con drift or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like Nintendo's like, well, in a perfect world, this is for you.
But guess what, Nintendo? We're not in a perfect world.
Because, like, you look at the trailer they showed off, the space that those kids had was huge.
It was disgustingly huge. As soon
like,
as you saw it, it's just like, of course, yep, this is the target audience.
I was like, what kind of top 1% rich-ass family is this?
Like, I'm gonna pull up just to pull back...
pull back the
video, like what it looked like.
The veil.
Because it was just hilarious. They were like moving furniture around and everything.
It's like, you just like, Mom, I'm coming home. I'm gonna move the couch over here because I'm gonna play Mario Kart. And she's like, no, I worked today. I'm gonna watch TV. Mom, it's my turn to play Mario Kart. Mom says I should play Mario Kart. And it's like, can you play Mario Kart in your room? No, it requires 40 square feet.
It would say that, wouldn't it? It's like, you need to have it
because like, we don't know the track size either. Can you just use two of the rings, or do you have to use like all the gates?
I imagine that it would have to be all of them.
Because it's like, if it needs a lot, like, go look at the trailer if you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it, go look at it again and really like take in how much space that these tracks like showed off in the trailer. Oh, hold on, we're gonna watch the trailer real quick. Oh my god.
Yeah, so we pulled the video back up. I'm literally looking. Okay, I gotta flip my phone. I paused it at the part where you have a eagle eye shot of like the room that they're using.
Can you take a screenshot of that?
Yeah, of course.
And then send it to me, and we'll put it on the video right now.
Okay.
We'll put it on the podcast for those of you watching it with your eyes instead of your ears.
Yeah, quick visual. Did it? I think
okay. You send it to me later. But by the time you're watching this, you're already looking at the picture, and come on, are you kidding me? Like, do you see how big this room is? I don't know. It's like they cleared everything out just so these kids can play Mario Kart.
But look at this nice house. You got a fireplace over here in the corner.
Bottom left corner.
You got whatever else is over here.
That's the
you
kitchen.
got the water. Yeah. And then you got a whole entrance over here. You got what? Oh my god!
Is that Mom up in the top left?
That's like Mom over here in the top left. You got her husband like across the damn room.
You know what I do? I do love my couch being completely centered with a table and nothing in front of it.
Seriously,
I do often tend to enjoy.
Look, you got a kid like on the couch bed. No, that's a rug. Okay, he's got a kid right here. You got 3 over here. It's like. This isn't a good example of social distancing. Look at everyone is like 20 feet away from each other in this room.
Okay, literally.
And you still have this whole half of the room.
Just take a moment and realize that the couch is a 3-seater couch. There's 3 people. Do you see the space around this room? Like, literally, you could put 3 of those couches side by side and there'd still be room. This is not an average household. This is a household that Nintendo built.
They literally, honestly, like, whose house is this? I've seen nice houses. I've not even seen one that was this giant. Look at this.
And literally, you know, anyone who lives in an apartment is like, well, that would have been nice.
No, yeah, honestly, with all carpet.
Anyone with, you know, that has an apartment or a larger home, but with roommates that aren't really friends, you know, like those casual, like, people that just stay together for survival needs in California.
California, I mean, it's not just California. I'm sure it's other states too.
But it's like, imagine telling your roommates, "Hey, man, I'm gonna push the couch to the side. Gonna go ahead and have to move the TV too because I got this new Mario Kart game.
We gotta use
and I need like half the house because it needs like 70 feet.
Imagine living like in like New York or something, like just like little like skyscraper apartment.
I love my studio apartment. It's great. I love my Mario track, which is a straight line. I'm so glad I spent $100 on this.
Honestly.
Realistically, though, to be completely neutral, how many times is this really going to be replayable before it's like...
No, you have to look at it as the target audience, which is kids. Okay, I don't think that is going to be very replayable with a kid.
No, it's like, oh, you can kind of make the track your own. It's like... But we don't know what that actually means, though.
Yeah.
Because we've been told, you know, we get tagged onto most games, like RPGs that are like unlimited customizability, but it's like 7 things you can slightly tweak.
Yeah.
And it's like, Nintendo's like, oh, you make your own tracks, but it's like, are these predetermined shapes?
And not to mention, again, like we were talking about earlier, is that does it have to read those signs? Like, does the one little bit, if it's like got some shadow on it, is that going to fuck it up?
Like, am I gonna have to go buy like 7 lamps? Because you see the lighting in that room too.
Yeah,
it is like they have like the sun in that in the ceiling.
Let's pull that up again.
It's like it is like prime time of the day.
It is prime time, and all the walls are white.
Like, there's so much light in this room. And
you got the sun coming in all over here.
They have every window without curtains.
Oh my god, they do.
and so, you know, you're still looking at the picture, and you look at this, and it's like, if you don't have that much light, how much light do you need? It's like, if you have an apartment where your lights are like 2 kitchen lights and your living room lamp, it's like, are you gonna need more light? Like, what, you know, there's factors to this that just... When you design the perfect scenario for it, of course it's going to work. But when you try to think, how is this going to apply in common scenarios, it doesn't.
Honestly.
In a more realistic scenario, it just doesn't. And then you got the fucking track shape being complete batshit.
No, like, absolutely, like... And I mean, like, that's the thing, too, is I'm wondering, like, it has to, like, connect, obviously, right? Like,
it's using... I'm assuming it's using augmented reality. That's literally what it looks like it's using.
Yeah.
And so... Like... How much did Nintendo invest in those cameras? On the Mario Kart.
We'll find out, won't we?
Because again, it's a trailer. This is not a realistic. Like, as far as we know, this was all faked.
Well, and you know what is funny too, and I was looking at the trailer, is like, if you look at it, like the way that thing turns sometimes when it's focusing on the camera, sometimes it doesn't look real. Like, sometimes it's like,
yeah. And you see how sharp those turns are in the trailer?
Yeah, like
Like that kid just straight up just like left, it goes left.
where is it? Yeah, like,
Like,
sometimes that's like, is it gonna look that smooth? Like, is it gonna look like anything?
because again, it is an RC car. Okay, we all, some of us know, probably. Those things are not designed to be hella accurate to how a driving car actually works.
Honestly,
And it's $100 for 2 cars with these cameras and the functionality to play it on the Switch. So you have to consider the cost of creating the car, the cost of the camera, cost of the battery, the cost of the game software, cost of the cardboard, gates, the cost of the augmented reality software that it's using. And it's like $100 when you split that up. The gates, $10 for all of them.
right?
You got the Mario Kart itself. You're thinking, the software that's using it's just for getting a camera feed and creating the augmented items. That was probably pretty pricey. Not crazy, but it was probably up there. But then you also have the cart that they're designing, which drives and turns and reacts. It reacts, and that's the big thing. It doesn't just drive. It actually reacts to the items that impact the car. And then you have it to be that they put the rechargeable batteries in it. And then you have the camera. The camera that is literally the soul of this thing functioning. It's like if they give it some like fucking 2 megapixel camera, like that looks like, if it doesn't look better than your average webcam, this is basically a loss.
Yeah.
Like it, this trailer shows off like this perfect camera footage, and it's like, it literally just feels like those pictures they show you when you go to get like your home security cameras, and it's like super HD, but then when you actually look at it, it's like grainy as hell, and
Lags.
you're like, I can see someone stealing my car. I don't know who it is, but I can confirm that somebody did. And I'm just like, we don't know how much Nintendo actually dropped on these cameras. We don't know how good these are.
Yeah.
Like, you've briefly seen my webcam,
Yes.
and that's 1080p. That's like full HD, like video feed. Where we talked about Dragon Ball GT.
Yes.
Briefly,
way back in the day, before Spiral Offcast happened.
Yeah, and so it's like, you saw that camera footage, and it's still like okay.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That has to match what these cars can do.
Right.
This webcam was $100.
So put that.
And you're telling me $100 for 2 cars that have both cameras that come with software that is augmenting items that react with the car from the Switch, all working in perfect sync while it is also reading these archways. And you're telling me $100 is gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be great. There's no way this technology isn't gonna be fucking trash.
Awesome.
I'm like,
I can't wait.
I can't wait to see it because I'm ready for it to be like, no, this sucks.
I really hope that people who buy this, if you're listening to this and you're gonna buy this, please post videos. Please put them up on YouTube. Please show us how it works.
We want to know.
I want to know. I want to see reviews of it. I can see a lot of funny videos happening where it like flies off the stairs or something. It'd be really funny. I just want to know, what does it look like?
Guys, you like that Joy-Con drift with Mario Kart?
Yeah, get ready for real life Joy-Con drift.
You know, when your car loses control, this is that.
No, honestly, I can't wait. Please post videos. Please get them out there when this thing comes out. If it's shit, please.
Oh, if it's shit.
But if it's also
They will
good, then please still post it because we're all curious.
Yeah, this is literally 100% based off of what we have seen and what we've been shown by Nintendo.
In a teaser trailer at a direct.
So, I mean, the concern is there, and I feel like it's justified because these are things to take into account. You know, because it's like, if you take it at face value, it's like, oh yeah, this is great. But when you think about it, it's like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at it, it's like $100, that's expensive. But it's like, when you break down what they're trying to do, it's like, they're actually, it's really cheap. Compared to what it should be to work as well as they want it to. Or as well as they're implying. And if it does work as well as this trailer has shown, then wow, amazing. Well done.
Exactly.
Like, if they pulled it off, well, hot shit. If you're watching this by the time that they made it work, great. Let us know in the comments.
Honestly.
From whatever year you're from, traveler. But in the end, we love Nintendo, but we just want Nintendo to be better.
We do. There's
Because
a lot
we
of
care.
things. There's a lot of things that we could have talked about tonight that we did not touch on. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's all the same purpose. We just want Nintendo to learn from its mistakes and to be better.
Yes. And such is the way it goes.
Yeah.
You're right. We could have touched on a number of other things, but in the end, it just comes to the same purpose that we're trying to get at here, which is we just want Nintendo to stop making these decisions that kind of actively push back against their player base,
Yeah.
and promoting vicious pre-orders.
And then upselling behavior
Yeah.
from
So,
Tom on eBay.
damn it, Tom.
Fuck you, Tom.
You piece of shit. Tom, if you're listening to this, please put a like on the video and comment below. Did you actually sell it? Let us know for how much. We're curious.
Not that I'm gonna buy it, but
I just want to know, did you succeed?
yeah. Do you
What
feel
did it
good?
cost? Oh man. And good God, oof. This has been a long one.
This is the longest.
This
This
is
is-
kind of insane. If you're still here, good God,
Thank you.
champion. You get a
champion of the day.
you get a free like on your profile from us for making it this far into the video. So congratulations,
Yes, this was
you earned it.
this was a long cast, but thank you for watching. Yeah, I think this is a good place to end it for tonight.
So yeah, if you love Nintendo, let us know what you love about Nintendo. Let us know what you thought about the Direct and all the games coming out.
If you're looking forward to stuff, let us know. If you're not, let us know too. That's cool too. While you're at it, hit the like, hit the subscribe.
Go watch our other podcasts.
Yeah, we got some good stuff to watch, and we have a bunch of good stuff coming up in the near future.
Yes. So look out if you guys are hip and cool and want to go check out Fall Guys. We got that on the channel.
We got Fall Guys, we got Legend of Zelda, we got Spider-Man, we got scary games,
We got some spooky games.
we got spooky games.
We also, if you want to look at the other episodes of the podcast, if you've just kind of glimpsed over it and kind of just went to this one, or you don't even know, we did a couple about My Hero Academia, Danny's #1 favorite anime.
Yeah, we did 2 episodes. spoiler alert, might not be the only two. In the library. But you'll want to keep an eye out for that. On top of other animes that are in the chamber. But if you want to find out about that, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button. Get them notifications. Hit the dinner bell. Ring, ring, ring. Tonight, soup's on. Full on serving of Nintendo interventions.
Full on
mushroom soup.
Mushrooms. Oh no, they've killed Toad.
They've strung him. They've made him into a shitty mobile game.
Wait, is that why he's not in this new Mario Kart?
Oh shit.
Because he's dead?
He's eaten.
Oh, that's right, Captain Toad.
Oh no, Captain Toad.
Oh my god, rest in peace, Captain Toad.
But anyways, thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking through this long. They're not usually this long.
They're not usually this long. This one just went on for a long time.
We're covering like 2 years of worth of Nintendo and
pain, trauma,
and passion. And with that, our passion continues in the next video.
Yes.
And the next podcast.
We'll see you next time, everybody. Take care.
Have a good night, day, weekend, work day.
Holiday, birthday,
anniversary, quinceañera, some other ones that we're not familiar with.
Laundry day, trash day. It's trash day. Get the trash out. It's trash day.
Happy trash day.
No, it's to get the garbage out. Hurry, it's coming. The truck's almost here.
He's right down the road. You can hear him. You know he's almost at your neighbor's house.
Hurry!
You
still have time. Go, go, go!
It's okay. We understand. Just run. Just run. Go, go, go.
All right.
Okay.
Until then, we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.